Hello, everyone. I hope you had a good morning session. We've covered the upstream, we've covered gas, we've covered a whole gamut of topics, and now we're getting right to the coal face, or should we say oil face, and the evolving landscape across oil. Now, we've seen that obviously the changes in transport fuel, the rise of EVs across the world, and started to make a small inroads into India. Well, obviously with industrialization, the petrochemicals growth has been huge as well. And even with the rise of India's middle class, we're seeing jet fuel as a big consumption spot as well. So without further ado, I want to introduce my panel. This is Sanjay Khanna. He's Director of Refineries at Bharat Petroleum. And also Prabh Das, who's MD and CEO of HMEL. Welcome, gentlemen. So I'd like to start off with that question in mind, that we've seen petrochemicals growth huge. Sanjay, you've got some big plans at Bharat around changing some of your refineries and updating those expansion plans. Can you give us a little bit of an update on that and some of the thinking behind the strategy around that?
Thank you, Paul. At the outset, first let me thank FIPI for giving us this opportunity to come and share the vision of Bharat Petroleum with this August gathering. Coming to the question of petrochemical and refinery expansion of Bharat Petroleum. This question was asked time and again, are we the late entrant in the business? And my answer is definitely no. Let me share you why. If I take last year's statistics itself for 23-24, the India consumption was to the tune of around 38 million metric ton petrochemical, and the production was something close to 26-27 million metric ton. That means hugely it was import. And we know that looking at the future, the demand of petrochemical is going to go up, because the way we are seeing the urbanization happening in a big way, the income of lower and middle class is going up. These all are leading to more and more demand of petrochemical, and right so. And because we know that it is also a good substitute for alternate sources, call it wood, paper, whatever it is a very good alternative. So looking at it, definitely the demand is going to go up. So one side I'm having demand is going high and it is going to grow, and other side we are short of product. So it is the right time to go in a big way. I believe that 2 years back when it was said that in order to cater the demand of petrochemical, actually India needs one cracker, world-class cracker every year for next 10 years. We were amazed how it is possible. But today, if you see in last 3 years, 4 cracker in the 4 refineries they have announced, and many more are in pipeline. So this says that petrochemical is here to stay, and it is going to grow with time. Coming to the refinery capacity, we have planned to expand all our 3 refineries. It is a brownfield expansion, and we'll be taking our capacity from 35 million to 45 million. And recently we have announced one new refinery at the East Coast. Details are being worked out. And with that, we are aspiring to be the second biggest PSU. And yesterday when we were hearing the world energy leader in that forum, it became ample clear that all form of energies are here to stay, because the demand of energy is going to grow. So here we are, and we believe that we will be thriving in the time to come. Thank you.
Thank you. And Prabh, on your thoughts, obviously HMEL, you're almost taking a breather. You've been down that journey already. Can you give us your thoughts on how things are changing in that landscape?
You know, most of us was there last year and year before. And what was we thinking that time? And what are we thinking today? There's a sea of difference. Yesterday we were there in the morning session and we heard our minister and especially the Qatar minister. He was talking about cancel fuels. Just think of it, in 1 year, how much have changed. Suddenly, we are back in business. Most of us here must be in the downstream sector, that's why they are here. And everybody is worried about, the fossil fuel going out of business and things like that. Things have changed completely. Not only USA, other countries, talk of Finland, talk of Argentina, talk of many countries. We are back in business. Prime Minister says that we will go up to from 267 million ton to 450 million ton refinery capacity. That's what Petchem, as Mr. Khanna already mentioned, we require one cracker every year. Huge. So huge demand. And this is going to stay. Now, if you permit, Paul, yesterday I was trying to find out, how much is fossil fuel important in this country and how much is renewable important in this country. We consume 870 million ton oil equivalent every year. That's the primary energy we use in this country. 55% come from coal. 26%, say 240, 50 million ton by oil. Gas is 6%, 52. Nuclear is just 1%. Renewable, lot of is required, but we only currently have 200 gigawatt plus something in wind, 6%. That's all. 870 I mentioned, we are growing. 6-7% GDP, at least 4% growth will be there in energy consumption. 45 million ton you require every year, extra. You require 45 million ton of energy extra every year. How do you get? I remember yesterday morning everybody mentioned there is scope for everybody. 45 million ton oil equivalent is a huge. And that you require every year. Think of 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years. So coal is going to be there, oil is going to be there, but what we have to do, we have to be a responsible citizen. We have to make sure that we don't send greenhouse gases up. If we clean the coal or we do many things, but we are here. Our job is safe at least. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. It's a really good point because obviously oil has faced some demonization, especially in the West, and yet petrochemicals especially that demand growth in petrochemicals, it's all around us, everywhere in this room, from paint to plastics to everything, and since sometimes it's always forgotten. On that note, I want to pick up, Prabh, on what you said about the decarbonisation process as well, because obviously refiners are greenifying, are becoming more responsible as well. And maybe, Sanjay, if I can start with you about what Bharat's doing in the decarbonisation space, especially around the refining processes.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And it was the tone of yesterday morning when we had the world leader were talking together that energy transition is inevitable. Only we have to be responsible and we have to ensure, we have to accelerate our decarbonization effort. Let me share few things where Bharat Petroleum is in and we believe in and how we are taking this our decarbonization journey forward. First and foremost, our first ever effort is that maximize the reliability. I know many people will not agree to me in the room that how reliability can be led to the decarbonization. Let me give you an example. We had a refinery where we were running 2 boilers because the reliability wasn't great at the 40% capacity. And last week when I visited, they showed me the big lists of endeavor which they have taken, and they said because of that I could improve the reliability. So 2 boilers operating at 40%, now 1 boiler is operating at 85%, and because of that energy intensity index could be reduced by 3.5 number. Mind-boggling number. My refineries, when the whole year they work and keep the target of 1 number, and here with one initiative, they could get 3+ number of on the refinery scale. Great job done. So, and when the reliability is better, your unplanned outage is much lesser and your emission is far under control. So that is the first and foremost to begin with. Second is that process efficiency improvement. Many efforts which were not fructified during when the project were conceptualized, because today alternatives are so costly, people say, yes, go for it. Many furnaces, we have improved the efficiency from 86-87% to almost 91-92%. And that gives a very good credit to us. It has been demonstrated in the refineries that even after 10 or 15 years of operation, these initiatives can be taken. So much is being done in the field of efficiency improvement. Electrification and renewable, they go hand in hand. Today, 2 years back, our portfolio in RE was hardly 20+ megawatt, and next year we will be touching the number 600 megawatt. And we are doing maximum electrification, and which says that with that electrification, that type of decarbonization is much easier because the energy will be coming from the renewable. So that is the next one. Green hydrogen. I know the whole world is talking about it. Let me share the things which are going to happen. In our one of the refinery will be commissioning our 5 megawatt electrolyzer plant in the next quarter. If thing goes right, our 5 KTPA plant is expected to come by next year. And one more baby step we are taken in the form of indigenous electrolyzer, where we have installed in our Kochi city, where the local buses will be plying on that. So along with the local transport, local facility, local administration, and the Kochi refinery, they are working together to making that facility ready. So that is another one. And last but not the least in the direction, I would like to share with this gathering one initiative which is taken in the Kochi. We are coming up again with the local administration. We have set up a compressed biogas facility wherein the whole municipal waste in the segregated form will be provided by the local administration to our plant, and we will be converting it into the biogas, and that will be processed in the refinery, and equivalent amount of hydrogen will be converted as a green hydrogen. What makes it so special, every year we used to have 2 to 3 times fire, and that used to impact the whole Kochi city. Such a beautiful city used to get impacted almost for 2 to 3 weeks time. And with this one initiative, that thing will become matter of past. So even though it is a small initiative, but it is a very, very significant initiative for city of Kochi. So these are the few decarbonization initiatives which I wanted to share. The list is long, but I thought these are the initiatives which we have taken between last to this year, and as they will get more and more thing will join, we'll be sharing with this gathering.
Thank you, Sanjay. And Prabh, from your side of things, how do you see the decarbonisation process in your business, and what are you doing? What are you looking at in that regard?
Great, Mr. Khanna has very well covered most of the things, but still, a lot of things is being done by BPCL. We applaud that what is happening. Country has taken a pledge that we will be net neutral by 2070. And every company in this room and everywhere in India, they have all been very aggressive. They're much before 2070 that everybody wants to become net neutral, and we will also be a part of it. We have a plan to 2050. The easy one, low-hanging fruit, is energy efficiency. And it does 2 purposes. We are we are responsible company, and also the bottom line also improves. So that's the first thing everybody should be hitting, and everybody is hitting. It's not that we are saying something which is new. And we have been going on, this improvement has been going on for years, but now accelerated development is taking place, and everybody in this room is working on various aspects of energy efficiency, including boiler efficiency. We consume a lot of energy in our refinery, and more in petrochemical, 10% and 20%. 20% of our input goes into fuel. Imagine, HMEL maybe, top line maybe 1 lakh crore. So 10% is 10,000 crore. So we burn fuel of 10,000 crore. Petchem, say 20,000 crore, 4,000 crore goes into fuel. 14,000 crore is we are burning. Say 1%, your calculations. So everybody should be working, is working. It's not that, and there is a competition among ourselves, various refineries, and we do share. We do share the good job being done. We went to Bina. It's not that, and Bina people came to us, HPCL came to us, we went there, we learned from each other, and we learned about, the low-level heat recovery, or the small, turbines which they have put. And we are working. So the more exchange of information, which is little unique in this country, that we don't hide information, we share information, even good or bad, and that's what is required. And this, if we supposing we say 1%, we get so much. So that's one thing which we are doing, and we are also going green. We are having an ethanol plant, bioethanol plant, so we are going into green, we are going into solar. Every company is working so that, bottom line is economics. All these things will succeed. We are working on, carbon capture and sequestration, is not a good thing, but you can utilize that. That will be the thing. Everybody is working on methanol. They are working on various chemical which has come up. As soon as it becomes economically viable, we are working, and many labs are working on this, so that, can we capturing is not very difficult, but to make a valuable product which gives value is the one we are looking for. So there are many products, and if we are successful, then this carbon capture and utilization will become the end thing. Thank you.
That's a really good point to finish on, actually, to come back to that point of cost. Sometimes forget when we're decarbonising refining or making the big shifts on decarbonisation that it still has to be economically viable. You bring it back to cost and the different journeys that you may be on with whether you're using hydrogen or biofuels and carbon capture. So that's a really good point. And I wanted, on that note as well, and to bring it back to what we're talking about in terms of new things, we've seen changing demand patterns. We're also seeing a big new thing in AI and digitalization, and certainly I understand that you both are bringing that into that process, into your thinking about how you can create new efficiencies and leverage AI and digitalization. Sanjay, if I can start with you in terms of your thoughts on AI and how you're using that and digitalization to improve your refining processes.
In last year, if I share the progress report, what are the new initiatives taken, the first and foremost is taken across all the refineries, the ultra-critical video analytics. The idea was that any job is happening in any corner of refinery, can we have additional eyes to observe the deviation? And I'm very happy to say that all refineries, they have implemented this facility. But the usage was very limited because we had given a tag of ultra-critical. Then we thought, why should it get restricted to ultra-critical? Can it also be used for behavior-based safety? What are the patterns there? So if I'm having 15 cameras deployed to monitor the site-specific job, can it be done? And I'm very happy to say that refineries have taken this whole exercise to the next level, and which will definitely aid to the, reliably doing the job, critical job, as well as even the normal job. We can see the deviation. That is number one. Second is that another initiative which was taken is called the operator-driven reliability. We all have grown with seeing many field log sheet, and unless until we used to have some trouble in the area, rarely these documents were viewed or considered for opinion. But today, because of digital, these all informations are not getting digitalized, which is a very small part of it, but they are also being used for doing the lot of preventive analysis. And people are doing a small project. My young generation of officers, they're using the data, how they can use that data to get the more useful predictive analysis, how they can be interlinked with the information which is available from the panel. So that is another new initiative which is taken by all my refineries, that is called the operator-driven reliability. The third one is that along with many startups as well as some reputed big rotary equipment service provider, we had gone for predictive analysis based on the operating data which is available. And here we had done a lot of experiment with the available parties, and they are still under the evaluation. But I must say that the type of outcome are coming, they are mind-boggling. Let me just share one example with you. When we were evaluating, and one of the party had come to me, and he said that whatever we had done in one of your critical machine of one of your refinery, based on that, on 22nd of February, we predicted that 26th of February, this machine will trip. And see here, the machine had tripped on 26th of February because the instruction given by us were not followed. And I said, it is amazing, you know, if that type of prediction can happen based on the pattern, and they could assess this level of accurate prediction. And then we said, yes, we want to try it. Can we do it with 100 machine like that? Because at the end of the day, target is given to the refinery head. Can we have nil rotary equipment failure? And for that, if such type of initiatives are available, why not? So I think 5 parties are there with whom we are doing such type of initiatives are taken, and some of the results are, they are very, very good. And last but not the least, one initiative which is done by my own team member, he created one bot. You know, when we put some order, we put some tender in GEM, and they, you know, some 20 parties are there or 30 parties are there, and they put their information. So normally you have to download all the thing, and it's a very manual operation. So this fellow came back with the bot, and which takes all the information without missing any piece of information and put them in a nice table form. And I was told by my CPO head that it has saved, you know, lot of time and effort. Are not only saved time and effort, but also the chances of error are eliminated. So again, these are the few initiatives in the field of AI and digitalization taken by Bharat Petroleum refineries.
Thank you, Sanjay. Mr. Das, if I can ask, you've obviously had a long and experienced career. You must have seen the rise of internet, computing, and how that's changed the processes, continually evolving and continually changing, and now we're at the process of digitalization and now AI. And I know even in the last 2-3 years that AI has completely changed. And I'd just like to get your thoughts on how you see that going forward and what you're doing in that space.
Great, you know. We all think that, you know, this is a young generation's tool. It's in the head. It's in the head. I myself took a training from a young person on AI. And each one of us, senior, junior, everybody had a training on AI. Demystifying is nothing very difficult. It's very simple common sense. How do you use it? If everybody who puts it in mind, it's very simple. So first is a state of mind. Second thing is not costly. Recent examples, you know, everybody knows DeepSeek, etc. It's not costly. But it gives you a lot of money and also saves energy. Okay? So it's just a wonderful tool. More you use, more you're happy. Less you tool, you don't know what's happening. Okay? So examples, he has given wonderful examples, and, you know, so our people were there, they're all sitting here. You know, Devendra Mittal is here. You know what was happening? We have a CFBC boiler. We, you know, because of the pet coke we burn, the sulfur dioxide emissions are more, so we add limestone, right? To make it sure that, you know, emission of sulfur dioxides are limited. And we were making sure so that we don't cross the PP, you know, CV limit. And, you know, it was being done little it's not manual, it was automated. And we were making sure that, we are on the safe side. Then the ideas came, not my idea, their idea. They came up with the idea, why don't we put AI in this? Can we predict this? 15 minutes before they can predict. So they collected all the data. They put that AI internal. We didn't take any external, internal. And then now we have started using that AI. Expenditure was less than 1 crore, 20 crore benefit per year. Second example. There, again the team. This petchem. Again, we put pet coke in that, and pet coke is crushed so that it can burn properly. Sometimes if the particles are bigger, they will not burn properly. If they are too small, they will not burn. So you have to have a right size. So how do you put a right size? It came that somebody else has done this, so let's take the technology. I told no, you develop. So they developed the technology. They put a camera, very simple. Camera will find out, whether it's big or small. If it is big, the crusher will crush it more. If it is small, they will crush that. No brainer. They did it, 5 lakh rupees, benefit in crore. Simple things. And I can go on and on and on. Artificial, that RTO. We have put it in most of the units. Huge money. It's in the mind. We are all scared. We are all think that as soon as we put, or we don't know. Let's know. There's huge money, and there is a huge advantage as far as energy is concerned. So go for it.
Yeah, it was the same like with the rise of computing at the same time and internet. So if I can try my best in doing Hindi, 19 ka farak, the difference between 19 and 20. So, as they say. So, it's certainly that. I'm wary of time, but I would like to get your final remarks from both of you, maybe to highlight maybe a quick roundup of maybe some key risks you see going forward in the future, or key opportunities or challenges. If you can sum up in maybe a minute or two each, where you see, given that we see all these changes in the future with AI, with the changes in petrochemical demand and other demand changes, even with the transition and with decarbonisation, we've talked a lot about these topics. Where do you see the big risks or opportunities? If you can get one each, maybe Sanjay, if I can start with you, not to put you too much on the spot, but...
See, all said and done, one thing we all are talking about, energy transition is inevitable, it has to happen. But what we are not certain about the pace, and that is the one challenge. But if it happens at very rapid pace, so what is the plan B? Yes, for plan B, we know that we are no more the MS and diesel provider. We are known by the marketing company, and our 23,000 retail outlet across the length and breadth of the country, they will be more like an energy center. Every form of energy will be available there. And not only that, we are growing bigger way in our non-fuel retail business. So if one form of energy will get transferred there, we will be prepared for another form of business. So that is a plan.
And final remarks from you, Mr. Das.
Okay, so let me put, country, company, and what we can do. Country, as I discussed, that we require everything. I'm very fan of nuclear, and the country is opening up. So we should open up. There's a huge opportunity in nuclear we should not miss as a country. As a company-wise, diversification is in, everybody is talking about. Specialty chemical, everybody is talking about. We should diversify. Oil is not going anywhere. And for us, at the manager level, what we can do, we should be the last man standing. The world is moving fast. There are competition from the world, but our company should be most efficient one, and we should be the last man standing. So let's put all our efforts so that we are becoming the most efficient refineries. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to say thank you to Mr. Sanjay Khanna and Mr. Prabh Das. Thank you.
Thank you very much.